In this video, you'll learn how to calculate with significant figures. So the first thing to understand about significant figures is that they indicate a degree of uncertainty. And so when we're writing a number, we want to indicate what degree of uncertainty this number is. So let's take a look at an example. Let's say I have a ruler. And it's marked out to the 10th place. So this is a 1 meter ruler or a meter stick. And I want to know how long this dark bar is. Okay. So I know it is between 0.1 and it's between 0.2 and 0.3. Somewhere between 0.2 and 0.3. So I'm going to write 0.2 and then I'm going to estimate to one more decimal place. Okay, so you're going to take the digit that you're certain of, it's going to be between 0.2 and 0.3, and then we're going to estimate it. We know it's going to be 0.2 something. We're going to estimate to one decimal place. So in this case, I might estimate it to, it looks like kind of in the middle, maybe 0.25. Now, if I were to write 0.25 and I were to estimate it to even another decimal place, this would be incorrect because you're indicating more degree of certainty than you have. Okay, let's take a look at another example here. So here I have another ruler, and this is also a 1 meter ruler, and I want to measure this bar right here. And I want to know how long this bar is. So, if I were to estimate this, I know it's between 0 and 1 meter. That's all I know. I just know it's. And then I'm going to estimate it to one more place. So I know I'm certain about the ones place. So I know it's going to be 0 point something. So I might estimate it to maybe 0.3. If I estimate it to one more place, let's say if I were to say 0.34, okay, this would be incorrect because once again you're indicating more certainty than you are able to with this measuring tool. So to what decimal place you estimate it to depends on your measuring tool that you are using. Now let's take a look at addition and subtraction. Addition and subtraction have the same rule. And the key to remember here is that you're looking for the least decimal place. The number with the least decimal place. Go ahead and box that there. Okay, so let's take a look at example. So let's say we were going to add 32.1 plus 4.02. Okay, so assuming these numbers are to the correct, that have the number of correct sig figs based on the measuring tool, the next step here is we're going to look at how many, to what decimal place the number is. So the first number is to the 10th place, and the second number is to the hundredths place. So when I add these two numbers up, 36.12, we need to round it to the least decimal place. In this case, it is the 10th place because that one right there is in the 10th place. This 2 right here is in the hundredths place, so we're going to round it to the 10th place. So that's going to be 36.1. So the thing to remember here with addition and subtraction is we're looking at the decimal place. Let's take a look at a subtraction problem. So let's say we have 45.242. We're going to subtract 15.10. Okay, and just as a quick review here, this is going to be the 10th place. This is the hundredth place, and this right here is the thousandths. Okay, so 10th place, the hundredths place, and the thousandths place. And if you take a look at these two numbers, the second number is at the least decimal place. It's only to the hundredths place, while the first number is to the thousandths place. So when I add these two, I'm going to get 30.142. and I'm going to round it to where that number's decimal places, which is to the hundredths place. So this answer right here will be 30.14. We're going to round it to the hundredths place. Now let's take a look at multiplication and division. Multiplication and division both have the same rule. And we're looking for the number with the least number of significant digits, also known as sig figs. All right, so that's what we're looking for. So we're looking at the original numbers. We're looking for the one that has the least number of sig figs. The answer will have that many sig figs. So for example, if I take 24.31 times 3.4 on my calculator, I get 82.654. Now the first number at the top, we have 24.31, that would be 4 sig figs. Let me just go ahead and write 4 there, that's 4 sig figs. 3.4 has 2 sig figs. So the number that has the least number of sig figs is 3.4. So the answer should only have 2 sig figs. So I'm going to round this to 83. I'm rounding it to 83 because the next digit is 5 or higher. So I'm rounding to 83. For division, it has the same rule. So let's say that I am dividing. Okay, so 5.60 divided by 3.11. And the 5.460, that has 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a trailing 0 at the end. So that's also significant. So this has 4 significant figures. 3.11 has 3 significant figures. So if I were to calculate this on my calculator, I get 1.7556, and it continues. The number with the least number of sig figs is 3.11. It only had 3 sig figs, so my answer should also have 3 sig figs. 1.76. I'm going to round it to 6 because the next digit is 5 or higher.